Vedant Academy. Vedant Academy. Describe your experience.
Actually, coming into education, we start education from a mother's womb itself. That is the first place. And my mother herself was a teacher. So my note starts from there, born into a family of teachers, my father as a principal and mother as a teacher. I grew up slowly, and then as a student, I went through my own journey as a student. Growing up, it was my dream that I have a world of children where they all are very comfortable with the teachers, very happy, and casually I came into the profession of teaching. I started as a teacher, my journey as a teacher, and I went through different experiences, ma'am, like experiences of children, what they are going through, especially the adolescence times, what they are going through, and parents of adolescents. They're also going through a hard time. And that was my learning there when I understood that even parents need guidance at times. So here, ma'am, I came down, and it was my dream project, and along with my husband, we decided that we will have a place for children, like we'll open up a school, we'll have our own school. It was like at a very young age when we started thinking this way. And a time came when we thought of like working on our dreams. So it was a dream project. And yes, ma'am, down the line, I should say 10 years, slowly we grew up. And I feel that all my children are very happy because I have taught even my teachers how to make a connection with the children. That connection is very important. Whether the child is a topper or the child is a slow learner. But that feeling of belongingness in school, the feeling of belongingness that my teacher loves me, that is very important. So ma'am, here I try to build a relationship with all my children, with all my teachers, and also my parents. And here I would say that our school project, it was just basically, we thought that we will start our education system with the nominal fee structure. Because here in this state, there are many children, like if the parents can afford, they go to big schools, they go to English medium schools, otherwise they go to Bengali medium schools. But even those children have dreams, even those parents have dreams. So we went forward. We explained the parents that if you are interested in teaching your child in an English medium school, we are standing for you. We give them opportunities. And also, ma'am, I would like to say that there are girl students, and sometimes parents are reluctant about paying the fees because she's a girl, and then the society is still changing towards positivity. So we just went forward. And we said that we are going to support the girl children, and now also we give a huge amount of concession. And if the child is a girl, then even more, because we know that educating a girl is educating a generation. So we have to focus on the education of girls very much. And like boys are always there, we have a school where boys and girls both are studying and both are very comfortable. So this is how, these are the key factors which I should say that yes, we help in a huge amount of concession, and this was also my husband's decision that we have to help them in any way, because children should be educated and they should learn how to speak English, as this is the demand of today's society. And they should also feel good when they meet children of other schools. They should also feel equally good, and they should feel proud of themselves. So that feeling of pride is also very important. That makes a child confident.
Alright, that was a lovely dream which has been fulfilled, and I think you're still fulfilling it. And it was very nice of you to be caring and loving towards girl children education.
Thank you, ma'am.
Your next question. What strategies do you employ to ensure the effect communications and collaborations among staff, students, and all the parents? What would you like to say about that?
Our effective communication skills, like regularly we have the staff meetings as usual, and we have the parent-teachers meeting. That is very important. And along with that, we have a good connection with the social media also. So we update all our activities and whatever we are doing and upcoming activities. So parents are also updated about it. And I feel very good to say that in a school we have 100% support of our parents. Because they love the school, they love the management, they love the teachers. So whenever there is anything, they just come forward and stand with the school. That is very important. And with the communication of about the children, like there is a regular basis that we talk to the children at my level, at the level of teachers, and also I guide my parents that how they should treat their children at home also, because grooming a child is not only school sided, it is also family sided. So we try to train them and they are very happy that at least we are giving that support to them. So that is how we are going about.
Very nice, and it shows they trust you a lot and you're doing a very good job on that.
Thank you, ma'am. That is there.
Can you just discuss the challenging decisions, and have you made any administrative, and how you managed it?
Thank you, ma'am. I think everyone will go with me. The most challenging situation was the world was facing, that was the period of COVID. And 23rd of March, we all know we had to go on lockdown. And suddenly everything was closed and students were very excited before that with the report cards going for the next class. And all of a sudden this news came that now it is going to just stop. You have to stay at home, school, shops, roads, vehicles, everything came on a standstill. So that was like overnight we had to take the decision, my husband and myself, where all our children were there, excited at home, what will happen next. And then gradually there was the news of people getting sick, people hospitalized, even their parents hospitalized, and many more further painful events went on happening in cities. But that was the time when overnight we decided that yes, all our children, whoever are promoted to the next class, the classes are going to start from the 1st of April online. And ma'am, that was the day, and we did not pay for any fees or any like promotion things like the formalities which parents have to go through. We told them you have to pay your fees at your comfort level.
And that's what you did as a teacher, principal.
As a teacher, as a principal, we took our stand from our side. And yes, the school was facing financial crisis, as we understand the whole world was going through that. And we had to help with our teachers, us helping staff members. Everyone was going through that, so we were standing by their side, by the side of every teacher, every helping hand staff, our parents, our children. And that was the time of like survival, the time of survival. And we had to develop strength in our children, motivate them about life, about how to face difficulties. And I'm sure our children must have grown stronger after that, after facing that situation, because they have seen something very closely, something
they had a second chance.
Exactly. They don't have another chance.
Everybody's been through this experience of COVID, and then everybody's got a second chance from you, which I think you've done very good. And that's why the staffs and your children all stood by you, and it shows.
And still, ma'am, they treat us like a family member.
That's important.
I'm not different from my staff members, and my staff members are not different from me.
That's
we all
are
family.
Fact to keep them all together.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. That was a very nice answer. And I can go on to the next question.
Yes.
What steps would you take to stay updated with your current trends and relevance in education and towards your applying in your...
Ma'am, thank you, ma'am, for this question. In order to keep ourselves updated with technology, because this is the year of this is the world of technology now, and we are going through the technical era. Now the chalk and duster period is over, and we have come down to the digital boards. And I know that we all know that our children feel more comfortable with the digital systems more than the simple those black and white chalk and duster systems. And they feel comfortable also because whatever they see, they remember. We know that. We just threw questions. We threw questions to parents also, because like when we started our institution, it was just in the year 2015-16 when this digital system was not into action. So when we had our seminars with the parents for the new admissions, we asked them that certain questions we asked them which they do not remember, because it is not a part of their life. But when we questioned them from movies, they remembered all the names, the characters and everything. So we said that if you can remember it till this stage, your child, if he sees something on the board, on screen, definitely your child will never forget in life. So this is a system, it is an aid. It is not a total system, but yes, an aid for teaching. So we introduced that system and it was really very exciting. So we came down on that note. Learning Made Simple from the Vedanta Academy. So we try to make things simple with technology and also interesting, because children are more comfortable, they are more techno savvy. So we brought that, and we had the tab systems in class where they used to answer the objective questions and feel good and get scores and stars and all that. So now slowly we have developed apps through which we communicate with our parents about the day-to-day classwork and homework and all the syllabus part and all. And we have also the robotics system introduced where children are learning robotics also, because we are preparing them for the future digital age. So for this we are introducing steps, and yes, we will be introducing the AI powered books and AI powered education system also, because that is also the demand of the present.
So you feel like technology has made a great difference.
Exactly, ma'am.
So it's very more helpful than the books.
Yes, ma'am. It is helpful than the books, but yes, we cannot put aside the books, because
no,
for reference, children have to go back to
Absolutely.
the books. The reading habit has to be maintained. The writing habit, because if they leave books, they will stop writing also. They will want to answer only MCQ questions and only go through the digital system. So yes, the writing system, the books are important, but these are just teaching aids which they can enhance the education.
This is extra.
Yes, ma'am. And we have like 1 or 2 periods for every class which is digital, because it affects their eyes also. No? So we can't go on that.
Thank you, ma'am. Alright, I'll just skip that question since about technology. Your last question, I'd just like to know, what is your view regarding the Ed Talk show and National Educational Policy?
First of all, my heartfelt thanks to Dr. Gitanjali and Dr. DPS for organizing this such a beautiful place, a platform for the educators and from all fields of society where people are coming and they are sharing their knowledge, their challenges and how they overcame that. So we are also gaining over here. So it is sharing by learning. Basically we are sharing our thoughts and we are learning also, and great platform of enlightenment also, that yes, we are getting different talks from different eminent people, and it's a good place, different dimension here where you learn and you learn and you learn. So heartfelt thanks, and thank you so much, ma'am, for inviting me for this show.
That's the reason we have got invited you here to hear you. We are here just to listen to you, and we are so happy to hear your journey and your experience, and it was very nice talking to you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful talk, ma'am. Wonderful.